Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homeward Studio. Today I'm going to craft up 7 neutral Valentine's Day pieces to decorate your house with. And these pieces are versatile. You can leave them out all year long. So let's waste no more time and start crafting. Here's my first piece. And if you make this, here's what you're going to need. I have this sign from the Dollar Tree. I was working on it like a year ago. I was going to do something else. Obviously, I never finished it. I have a heart from the Dollar Tree. If you do that, just make sure you find a heart that fits inside your picture frame. I have some burlap. I have a piece of denim that I cut out from an old pair of jeans. And I have some ribbon from Temu, but this stuff, you can find that at the Dollar Tree. I have some Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster. So I popped out that back from the frame, and I am just going to paint this one coat, maybe 2 coats. I'm going to put the burlap on top of this, and I just don't want to see the words below it. So when that's dry, I'm just taking this burlap, and I think this is the roll of burlap that you get at the Dollar Tree during the summer. That's why it's so wrinkly. Anyway, I just cut out a square, a little bit bigger than the board here. Now I have some Gorilla Glue, and oh, here's a little hack here. If you can't get the lid off, take a rubber band and put it around the bottom there, and then usually you can get the lid off that way. So anyway, I have some fabric glue from Gorilla Glue, and my husband bought this. He wanted to fix his pair of shoes that he really likes. Instead of buying a new pair, he wanted to fix them, so he bought some Gorilla Glue. Anyway, guess where that went? Into my craft stash. So now I have fabric glue. Anyway, I just put it all around this whole board here, and I took a popsicle stick and I'm spreading it around really well. So this whole piece will adhere to it, and it'll dry clear and you won't be able to see it. And it shouldn't seep through either. And then I just put some extra hot glue in the corners here. Don't mix the glues just because I don't know if it cancels each other out, but I do know one time I mixed like E6000 with hot glue, and it was just the most horrible scent, and it almost kind of like burned my nose. It was so bad, so don't do that. Anyway, after this is all down and dry, I just took and cut off the extra burlap. And now I'm just going to use this heart as a template. You can glue the jean onto a heart if you want. I just used the material actually. So I cut it out. And I just drew that on the back of the jean. So the front of the jean, you can't see the Sharpie around it. And now I'm taking this fabric glue again, and I'm just going to glue it all the way around the edge of the heart here. It was kind of hard to squeeze out. I need one of those keys. You know those keys that I think you can use them for your toothpaste or any kind of tubes? I'm going to get some of those because there have been so many times that with my E6000 and now with the Gorilla Glue, even with my toothpaste. Yeah, and I just checked and see if there was any things that were not sticking down, any sides, and then I just put a little teeny bit of hot glue only in the perimeter. And like I said, this lace you can get from the Dollar Tree. I just bought a bunch of lace like a couple years ago from Temu, and I'm just using the rest up. But before you glue down the heart, if you do make this, I would probably put the lace on it first, because then you can wrap it around the back. But I glued it down, and then I realized, oh, I have to cut it down now. It worked out fine. It was just made it a little bit more difficult. And now I'm just playing with glue today. I have this Type Bond quick and thick glue. I know Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY uses this and swears by it. This is the second time I'm using it, and I like it. It dries a little bit quicker. I think it takes longer to set, but if you're using this as opposed to hot glue, you have time to kind of manipulate things, whereas hot glue, you set it down and in like 2 seconds it's done. So yeah, so I put the Type Bond around there, and then I just added that frame back in, and then I had this little rose, and that comes in a pack of pink, red, and this natural color from the Dollar Tree, and I just popped that right in the middle there, and that's it. Voila. Quick, simple, and cheap. Here's another piece. I love this piece. So I have this from the Dollar Tree, and I have a sweater from one of my daughters in some plaster chalk paint. That sweater I've used on a couple different crafts, and you can thrift one if need be, but anyway, I just used that one. And I do want to say real quick that my channel is really growing, and it's growing fast, and it's because of you. It's all of your shares and likes and comments. It helps my channel so much, and I thank you, all of my subscribers, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you haven't subscribed yet, come join my Homebrew Studio family by tapping that subscribe button and the bell notification, and you won't miss a thing. I do thrift flips, budget-friendly decor, Dollar Tree crafting, and seasonal decor, and so much more. Anyway, I really do appreciate all you guys. What I did was I just cut out a little piece of this sweater. I know it was a beautiful sweater. It was an extra small. It had so many textures going on it. That's why I liked it, and I just didn't want to, I didn't want to donate it. I do donate a lot of my clothes. I have 3 girls, so yeah. This one I kept, and the jeans I kept, but although they were kind of worn out. And so as you can see, I just cut out a piece of this, and then I glued it on, and I'm just trimming it off here. And I made sure, because there's stripes in there, I just made sure that I didn't pull it really tight so the stripes don't look kind of wiggly, so that they're straight up and down. And these little scissors are from the Dollar Tree. I'm sure you guys recognize them. I swear by these scissors. To get in and cut in the little crevices and fussy little cutting and stuff like that, these are for $1.25. These are amazing, and I've had them for a couple years. And obviously you don't want to cut anything heavy duty with them, but yeah, they work really good. And that little vacuum cleaner, that little handheld vacuum cleaner, it's like a little mini Roomba. I love that too. I got that on Amazon a few years ago. Okay, so now after I just glued the material on this, I have this yarn, this chunky yarn, and I use this later on again in another project on this video, and I'm just gluing it around. I have not just a regular tote, one of the extra large jumbo totes full of yarn, you guys. I have every single color. My daughter crochets, so she was getting rid of some of her cheaper yarn, and she just didn't want it, and I'm like, oh, give it to me. I have so much, so this is the year that I'm going to really start using it. But I really like this. I think it turned out really beautiful, and if you don't have fuzzy yarn like that, you can use ribbon. That would be really beautiful too. So here is the next piece, and this is from the Dollar Tree, and this is just one of those, I think there are 4 hearts that are strung together. I'm trying to use all these pieces from the Dollar Tree, a little teeny wooden heart and twine, and then truffle and plaster chalk paint. So now I'm just taking my my blow dryer, that's what it's called, and I'm just removing this frame. This is a flat piece other than the frame around the center, and the center is flat too. This was a bear to remove, and finally I thought, you know what? I was working on this sucker for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, I am just gonna put it underwater and I took a little like scrubby sponge and it came right off. I put it underwater for 5 minutes and it just like came right off, like no big deal. And I was fussing around with the blow dryer and that little tool and everything. Water did the job, took the glue off and everything. So anyway, I painted right over just the center because I knew I just wanted to put a little piece of burlap down on that. And I don't want to cover the whole thing because I really do like the I don't know what it is, like a wood piece that the box looks like, that this little box looks like. And I had this in my stash too. So I'm like, I'm ready. I'm just starting to use my stash. And I will be on an upcoming video. I believe it's like Sunday. The next one after this will be crafting my stash. So I took the Type Bond again because I wanted to see how it was going to work on this, and it worked really, really well. And yes, excuse my phone. It is ringing in the background, which is like like a room away, so I'm not going to get up and grab it. But anyway, I glue this on, and now I'm just fraying the edges here. Not too much. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue under the frayed pieces there along all 4 of the edges. Okay, and now I have a truffle, and I'm just going to paint the back of this heart because the red, the other side is red with the polka dots on it, and we're not going to see that because I'm going to glue it down. So I just gave it one good coat of the truffle, and then I took my blow dryer to it to speed up the drying time. And then I took some plaster, and I did a really heavy distress on it. And I did a dry brush on this too, because if it's a wet brush, it'll just give you a different effect. It's not bad, it's just different. It's more blurred, where this is more like you can see the bristles in it. And then I just kept going from top to bottom. I didn't start in the middle, start at the top, and then go all the way down to the bottom. And now I have this little heart. While the big heart is drying, I just painted this in that ballet slipper pink. And then a good way to hold this down is put a piece of tape underneath it. I forgot to do that. So I didn't want to get my hands all full of paint again. And now I am just distressing it, and I put too much on there. So now I'm just going back over it with the pink to get it the way I want it to look. I wanted a little bit of pink to pop through, but not a lot, because I want these pieces to look like you can just set them out all year long. They could be for Valentine's Day, but they also could be kind of farmhouse, rustic, you know, pieces for all year. And so I just glued that little heart down on the left side of it, down more toward the bottom, just to give it a little bit of something different. And then just wrap this twine around 4 or 5 times and just glued it on the back. And I'm just making a shoelace bow with the twine. And then I'm just going to glue that right down there. You could put like one of those little cubes or a Jenga block if you wanted it to, you know, be up above a little bit more, but I kind of wanted it not super flat, but that's why I glued it right on the jute. And then I put the shoelace bow there. right there on the top. And then I put a little button on it. And I just, looking at it, I thought, yeah, it's cute. It's kind of plain. So I wanted to do something more. And I have this braided jute that I got from Amazon. It's not cheap, but I thought you would get more on the roll than what you do. But I wanted to use it. I probably should have put one of these on the bottom. Actually, I think I might still put one on the bottom. So yeah, I just put this jute on the top. And then I didn't like that button there. I don't know. I was struggling with this piece a little bit. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, well, I kind of like it. So I don't know. So I put the button on the heart. And then I kind of squinched the jute in the middle there because I wanted it to be, you know, kind of like bigger on the sides, smaller in the middle. And then I took a couple more buttons, and this big container of buttons comes from Walmart. They're wood-like looking buttons, and they're really nice. It's about $10 for the jar, but well worth it. I use them all the time, and there's a lot of buttons in here. So yeah, I put the bow back where it came from, and now I'm happy with it. Other than I think the jute needs to go on the bottom too, the braided jute. Okay, and here are the last pieces. And I have these, they're just too bright and in your face. So I'm like, this is a year, I'm gonna do something with these. And these are great little pieces too, that they're just so sparkly. And I didn't paint them or anything. Like I said, I have a ton of yarn. I took all of my neutral colored yarn and I just wrapped these. I just wrapped them until you couldn't see any of the pink anymore, and it made them like nice and big and fluffy and puffy. And I love these pieces. So I'm making 4 of them. But I'm not going to drag you along for wrapping all 4 of them. I'm just kind of showing you how I'm doing this one. Go up and down, sideways, you know, there's no rhyme or reason. And then I just glued it. And then I have this other, I think it's like a Red Heart brand yarn, and it has like flecks of brown and beige in it. And basically, as you can see, it's like a cream color yarn. And I did the same thing, and that's what that looks like. I love how the contrast between them. And I have this fuzzy yarn. Yeah, like I said, I have a lot of yarn in about every single color you can think of. And this yarn is just really super soft. And I don't even know where I got it from. Probably my daughter gave it to me. But yeah. And then I made another white one, another white fuzzy one, because I wanted 4 of them. And now I'm just going to glue some lace, and this is from the Dollar Tree, all around the perimeter of the heart. And it's kind of tough, you know, because it curves, but just do it a little bit at a time and go really slow, and it will turn out really nice. And I let it go a little bit longer at the point of the heart, because you can, on both sides, because you can pull them down and kind of angle them or cut them and angle them, and then put a little bit of hot glue in there, and it'll just make the heart look, it'll finish it off better, like it'll have a nice point to it at the bottom. And then this is just some ribbon that I got from Temu, that big cart that you saw earlier, the card of it, and it's white and it has bows on it, and I thought that would be really pretty, but it was kind of difficult gluing it on here, so I had to glue it on in sections, the straight sides, and then the top ruffle was like the 3rd piece. Probably not one of my favorite pieces. It turns out fine. I think the other side looks better than the side that I glued it on, because you can see the lace peeking out, but you know, from a distance, nobody will even know. And so I have these little flowery things from Temu. I have a bunch of Temu stuff, and I am just starting to use it all. And I'm just taking different ones and doing different things with the lace and the hearts. And yeah, I have this rose again I used earlier on that jean piece, and I put that on that. And now I have these beads are from the Dollar Tree. They're all different colors. And then I have the big, really big pearls from the Dollar Tree. And I just glued like 4 of them on there. And now I'm taking these brown colored pieces. There's like or beads. There's like a light brown and a dark brown. And I'm just putting them in the middle there. Just something different. And then I made a shoelace bow out of lace and glued it on top of that. And this is what it looks like styled on my table. And I love this. And my basket was thrifted, and that bird was thrifted also. Yeah, I think this just looks so beautiful to me. I love it. And like I said, you could leave it out all year, or you could leave 1 or 2 hearts in there, and you could put like those little wicker balls in there. That would be really cute too. Oh, I have some greenery below it also. And here's the end, the reveal of the other pieces. I have these on my shelf, just sitting next to each other in my craft room. I keep a couple of shelves in my craft room, and I try to display, and then I have a table all over on the side too, and that's where I do my displays. Yeah, and let me know, would you put a second piece of the braided twine on the bottom of that? I think I might. Let me know in the comments. And as always, I thank you for watching my video. I hope I've inspired you. Please remember to hit the like button, and I'll see you real soon. Until then, you have a blessed week. Bye!